What is going on, guys? It's your boy ShadyMikeGaming, and welcome to another NBA 2K22 jump shot fix. This is actually a 2K22 jump shot refix from our 2K21 Paul George jump shot. Today we're going to be working on Clippers superstar Paul George, one half of their dynamic duo. Paul George, oh my goodness, he's one of my favorite players. He's one of the smoothest players in the league. I'm so upset that he got COVID and will not be able to play in the Clippers playing game. I hope he's doing well. You know, wish for a quick, speedy recovery for him. But without further ado, guys, if you like this type of content, please be sure to hit that button with a like, hit the thumbs up button. It really helps with the algorithm. And if you're new here, subscribe to the channel as we're going through the league and working on all of these superstars and knocking out all of these jump shots. Also, if you're watching this today, on the first day it's coming out, 6 p.m. Eastern time, my long-awaited return to Twitch. We're going to be on Twitch tonight at 6 o'clock Eastern time, twitch.tv/ShadyMikeGaming for the 2K Modding Society watch party. We're going to be watching Sixers versus Raptors live. Me as a giant Sixers fan, I don't know, might freak out if we lose. Who knows? Just tune in, stop by and say what's up. Also, if you want to support the channel a little bit more, say you want to be more involved with the decisions we make on the channel, like what players jump shots we do next, or if you want your own custom jump shot made, be sure to hit that join button, become a member of the Shady Mike Gaming family for a bunch of awesome exclusive perks. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get right into Paul George. All right, so first off, let's go ahead and take a look at Paul George's release. The first major detail, we're going to be looking for three major details on the release. The first detail is when Paul George shoots the basketball, he locks his shooting elbow. The camera, of course, is going to be fighting with me a little bit, but we want to look at his shooting elbow. You see how it does not extend all the way. He locks his shooting elbow upon the release of the shot. Now this jump shot, yes, this is a remake of a jump shot that we did last year, but look guys, I used the very most recent footage. I don't know if it's because he came back from injury, I don't know, but I found that Paul George this year seems to have a significantly higher release than he did the last time we checked out his jump shot. So I put the effort in to change and raise the release point to above his head. It's a much higher release. He's still got those elbows flaring out, but just when we talk about the set point, when we talk about the release point, I noticed that Paul George's the height on the shot, the release was much higher. Maybe he's not getting as much lift since the injury, I don't know, but you know, the release point is very accurate from what we've seen from Paul George in the past few months. And lastly, we'll go ahead and wrap up with Paul George's base. The reason we're gonna leave this for last is because it didn't change from last year, guys. We're still using base 58. He gets a nice dip into the shot. His knees bend in ever so slightly, but when he shoots, his legs, they widen out, and he kind of just does a sway, a waving motion with his legs. It actually does look a lot like the base Paul George shot, but it just looks a little bit smoother. It's a little bit cleaner, and it's a lot more accurate from what we see in the game from Paul George. Base 58 is still going to be the best base for PG. Guys, this is our new and updated Paul George jump shot. This has the higher release point and the accurate hand placement. If you want to use last year's shot, if you want to use the lower release point, I think it was a little bit quicker. All you have to do is change release 2 to Trey Burke. It's just a little bit quicker and it has a little bit quicker of a release, but a little bit less accurate ball placement and hand placement as well. As we move over, guys, to the moving jump shots for the free throw, we're not changing it. We're going to go with the Paul George. It looks mo-capped. It is 1-for-1 perfect to Paul George free throw routine. For the dribble pull-up, we go with the Nate Robinson pull-up. A reason being, this is one of the very few pull-ups that weren't taken out of NBA 2K22 that were in NBA 2K21. We use this because Paul George, a lot of times when he shoots, he's going to flare his legs out and have wide legs on his pull-ups. So very accurate to what we have seen from Paul George. As we move over to the spin jumper, we roll with Trae Young. Reason being is because when he spins to his left, he doesn't have a leg kick. We're going to see that detail pop up again when we take a look at his post game, but for now, we go with the Trae Young spin jumper. For the step back, this was a really tough one, guys, but I decided to go with basic. The reason I went with basic was for 2 reasons. Number one, he does this step back when he's going to his left, where he'll dribble once with his left hand and then just take a direct step back. It's very accurate to what we have seen from PG. And also sometimes when he does his step back, he will go behind the back into his step back. That's also an accurate part of this package. Now, a lot of times you'll get a lot of different crossovers and things of that nature from PG as well. Feel free to go with the Nate Robinson package. It also has the behind the back, but a lot of the step backs were double, and I just couldn't justify using this package via the footage. So that's why I went with the one that we went with. Now, as we move over to the layup package, guys, this is a little bit different from what we did in NBA 2K21, and I think I can back this up with footage. Last year, we went with the long athletes package, and I can definitely see that. This year, and maybe it's because he's still recovering from injury, I don't know, Paul George's drives have been a lot more, I will say, wild to the basket, where he has early gathers and there's a lot of different flails and him kind of throwing the ball up at the rim. This is, guys, for me watching footage, this is what I'm seeing. I went with Russell Westbrook on the layup package. As we move to the dunks, guys, Paul George still, obviously incredible player, incredible athlete, but he doesn't need to prove himself anymore with the athleticism, so he doesn't do a lot of the crazy dunks that he did. Feel free to add back 360 windmills and all the crazy things he did in Indiana, but this is why I want this to be accurate to what we've seen from Paul George right now. Over the past season, the only dunks that I've seen from PG is the rim gracers off 1, the basic one-handers off of 2, and the back scratchers off of 2. Just going accurate to the footage, guys. That's what I was going for here with Paul George. As we move over to the post moves for Paul George, with PG, I was able to find a lot of footage of him taking turnaround jump shots. The number one thing that we want to take away from Paul George is we go with the post fade normal because he does not have a leg kick. He keeps his legs straight when he shoots his fadeaways. We did not change his post hook, but we did change his post hop shot. Paul George does this little step back out of the post to get space. He does it whether he's going to the left or whether he's going to the right. The Devin Booker post hop shot is the one that captures that the best. As for the handles, guys, the Paul George signature size up, to me, he's got his whole signature package. I still love it for him. I still think it's accurate to what we've seen. It has a lot of just dribbles between the legs. As I said in my 2K21 video, this is a shooter's package. This is something that you're going to chain out of. This is something that you're going to shoot out of, and it's perfectly accurate to Paul George's game and what we've seen from him. All right, guys, and that's going to do it for our Paul George jump shot fix. Be sure to keep it locked to the channel. We got a lot coming up here on our next jump shot, of course. I got a slider set dropping here quickly. Also, be sure to follow me on all my social networks to stay up to date. That's at ShadyMikeGaming on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. And hopefully, I will see you all tonight at the 2K Modding Society watch party for the Sixers versus Raptors round 1 playoff series. But other than that, guys, it is your boy. I'm signing out. Peace. Threes.